In this lecture, we are going to start applying colors to specific blocks. So far, users have had to select their preferred colors for each block. It would be nice if we could set a default color. WordPress allows us to configure the default colors through the theme.json file. Open this file in your editor. Next, let's add a new property at the root level of the object. The name of the new property will be called Styles. Let's hover our mouse over this property to read the description. Organized way to set CSS properties. Styles in the top level will be added in the body selector. As its name suggests, this property is an object of styles that we can apply to our theme. This option gives us the opportunity to configure the styles values for different elements and blocks. Users will be able to tweak these settings. You should view these styles as a starting point for our theme. To get started, let's change the text color of our theme. At the moment, the text color is pure black. In my opinion, I prefer a text color in the grayish area. Luckily, we have 9 gray colors in our theme. Let's try using them. In the Settings object, search for a gray color. I'm going to use the Udemy Gray 700 color. Copy the value to your clipboard. Next, back in the Styles object, add a property called Color. The Color object is where we can modify the colors of our page. Since we're not modifying a specific block, this property will affect the color of the entire document. We can change the text color by adding the text property. Let's set it to our copied value. Next, let's try viewing the editor in the browser. At the moment, we have a site title block. Let's try adding a paragraph block. Otherwise, we won't be able to properly view the changes. After adding a paragraph block, try inspecting the element. The color should have been applied through the color property. WordPress will add the property to a selector called Editor Styles Wrapper. This solution works, but we can take it a step further. Rather than hard-coding the color, let's try using a variable. The color already exists as a variable. Under the Elements panel, click on the body element to inspect its properties. If you scroll through the properties, you should come across a long list of CSS variables. In fact, you'll be able to find our custom colors. The names are slightly different. WordPress will extract the colors from the theme.json file. These colors will be added to WordPress's list of variables. All variables are prefixed with the WP preset color keyword. Therefore, we can find our text color under the variable called WP preset color UGray 700. Let's copy the entire variable name. Before updating our file, let's check out the other variables. WordPress will create variables for gradients and duotones. For example, if you scroll through the list, you'll find our summer dog gradient. Unlike colors, the prefix for a gradient is WP preset gradient. For duotones, the preset is WP preset duotone. Under this list, you should be able to find the pink sunset duotone. Alright, let's try updating our theme. Back in the editor, replace the hard-coded value for the text color with our variable. The variable should be wrapped with the var function. It's completely valid to use variables. After making those changes, let's view the editor. You may need to add a paragraph element before inspecting the color. Once more, looking through the properties, the color property is being set to our variable. Perfect. Of course, users are not restricted to our colors. They have the option of changing the text color. Open the Global Styles sidebar. If we were to look at the Colors section, we're going to notice something different. Previously, WordPress did not pre-select a color. However, By setting the color in our theme, the color is pre-selected. WordPress is smart enough to detect that the color is part of our preset. These changes are not exclusive to the backend. The front end of our site has been modified too. Let's check out the home page. Next, let's view the body tags CSS properties with the developer tools. As you can see, the color gets applied to the front. WordPress is more than capable of modifying our document styles in the front end and back end. We were able to accomplish this action without writing a single line of PHP. There's one more thing I want to talk about before ending this lecture. Let's try changing the background color. Switch back to your editor. Inside the color object, we can add another property called background. Similar to the text property, the value for this property can be a valid CSS color value. For our background, we're going to set the color to white. Luckily, we have a color in our variables that stores the color white. Set the property to the following value: var wp preset color u white. Let's refresh the front end. Under the developer tools, the background color property has been added. WordPress makes it incredibly easy to add default values for the background and text color. In the next lecture, let's continue exploring the various options at our disposal for applying colors to blocks.